now that Jenny Mars has experienced an overwhelming overnight storm, causing some kind of tense and emotional moment at their farm. In fact, the fixer to Fabulous star took to Instagram on May 5 to tell her followers about the recent event, which provided them with more insights into the situation. As the storm had passed, Jenny Mars realized that something strange was happening on their farm. They saw two of their animals, Walter and Hazel, walking around in the garden, grazing calmly past their kitchen windows. It seemed like an odd thing to happen, and soon after, they discovered that one of the stable doors was left wide open. There was no way they can say who was responsible for leaving the door open. Perhaps it was the wind, which forced the door to move. On another thought, she admitted that she may not have locked the door properly before the storm. As for the reason why the animal guardianship dog was not keeping watch, she felt worried whether Belle and their sheep ran away from the barn. Her heart raced as she thought through all the possibilities. But when she finally made it out to the pasture, she breathed a sigh of relief as she saw that the adult sheep were fine, resting peacefully in the back pastures. With that being said, there was always the issue of Belle not being around. She was then worried when she noticed that the battery in Belle's tracking collar was dead, and she could not locate her whereabouts. She mentioned how her son, Jack, came outside after hearing all the noise, giving her some assurance that her son wasn't off running an adventure with his dog. Yet, the dog's absence still put her on edge. With the stress mounting, her husband, Dave, was preparing to go out and look for Belle in his truck, while she fed the babies their breakfast bottles. As her husband was getting ready to go out searching, her youngest son, Ben, ran outside with great news. Belle had already been found in the pasture. It was discovered that Belle might have been sleeping in the barn when Mars had called out to her. Therefore, she could not answer at that particular time. The level of gratitude she had felt after realizing that all their animals were safe and sound was enormous, and Mars thanked her heart for having all their animals back safe and sound. From her experience, she had come to appreciate the instincts of Great Pyrenees dog breed. She had described how amazing it was to watch them protecting and guarding the livestock. Also, she mentioned how the presence of the new additions to the farm, Walter and Hazel, might have affected Belle's behavior. Previously, she would run out of the farm through an open gate to guard the area around them. However, this time, she did not leave the farm because she knew she could not leave her lambs unguarded. She had a very good relationship with her lambs, and she would always hug them during night time. This incident has also brought back memories of another tense time that happened within weeks before this one, which occurred when their dog Jack disappeared in April 2025. She remembered posting an announcement on Instagram, asking people to help her look for him. Even though he had his own GPS tracker installed, it stopped working due to the battery being dead. However, she got another chance for happiness after she posted a picture of her dog on the internet. In her post, she mentioned that her friend pointed out Jack to her, and she immediately went there with great hopes. It was very exciting to see that it was Jack, and she could breathe freely knowing he was found safe and sound. The world is unpredictable, but sometimes everything works out in our favor. This is exactly what happened to Mars, who now sees her pets not only as a part of the farm but also as close family members she loves dearly. Stay tuned for touching stories by liking, sharing, and subscribing.